When you look at the hip-hop world today, it's clear that everything isn't just about music. It's about relationships, secrets, and moves being made behind the scenes that most fans never see coming. One thing that's always certain, there's always more going on than meets the eye. In a recent resurface of an older Rap Radar interview, rapper Giggs casually calling Diddy my love got people talking, maybe even side-eyeing. The way he said it wasn't like a joke, it came off serious. That moment sparked a lot of digging. What was the connection between Diddy and Giggs really like? If you search online, you'll find a surprising amount of pictures of the two together. Not just a few industry shots either. Photos showing them in different outfits at different times, laughing, posing, standing close. This wasn't some one-time collab. People started wondering how deep that relationship went. Sure, people throw around love loosely, especially in entertainment, but fans started questioning if there was more to the friendship. The timing of all this doesn't help, especially with everything going on in Diddy's world. Right. Now, Diddy is facing serious legal heat. The case surrounding Cassie is still unfolding. It's no longer just rumors. Assistants and others close to the situation are stepping up and sharing private conversations. Some say Cassie was scared to leave Diddy. Others suggest she may have been involved in bringing people into certain situations, but only because she was following his lead. That could change everything. The government now has to prove that she wasn't willingly part of the darker side of things, but rather was being controlled or manipulated. Apparently, at least 5 people have already backed Cassie's story. And now there's talk that male escorts might testify that they were flown in for parties, events now being described as freak-offs. If it turns out Cassie was arranging any of that herself, things could get very messy. But if she was just carrying out orders, that puts the pressure right back on Diddy. Meanwhile, 50 Cent isn't letting any of this go quietly. He's back on his troll game, making fun of the situation with full force. He even joked about the protesters getting $20 a day, like it's some kind of paid gig to stand up against Diddy. 50 is also dragging up old photos and videos, saying some of the people involved in the so-called freak-offs have lost their minds or ended up in jail. He pulled out a high school photo of one of the people connected to the situation, sarcastically saying they've been on this path of wild behavior since day one. According to 50, Diddy might just be the guy most likely to get caught with 784 adult toys and gallons of lube. That line alone was enough to have social media lit up, with people laughing and gasping at the same time. While all of this is unfolding, Drake is trying to stay out of the legal mess, but even he's found his name in the mix lately, just not in the same way. In what's clearly a promo for the gambling platform Stake, Drake talked about his bad luck. The so-called Drake curse has been a running joke for years, with fans saying that anything or anyone Drake supports ends up losing. But Drake doesn't take it too seriously. He says Toronto wouldn't have won a championship if the curse were real. He also admits he's not great at gambling, but keeps at it because he's persistent. Even though it's clearly a commercial, it still shows how even the biggest stars deal with loss, and how they're willing to spin it into a payday. Stake reportedly pays Drake close to $100 million every couple of years just to promote their brand. So while he's losing, he's really winning. Back to real relationships, there's another celebrity split that caught attention. Gotti and Angela Simmons have broken up. On the surface, it looked like a dream couple, rapper and reality star coming together, but fans are now realizing it might have all been about image and gifts. Their relationship often seemed like it revolved around material things. Gotti was constantly spoiling her with vacations and luxury items. That stuff looks great on social media, but what happens when the cameras are off? The answer, apparently, is a breakup. The official story says it's due to conflicting schedules, but people are raising their eyebrows at that. Angela isn't exactly booked with back-to-back film projects. And while Gotti is busy with music and business, many suspect the chemistry just wasn't there. Some believe Gotti was more obsessed with the idea of being with Angela than the reality of it. It may have been about the chase more than the connection. Plus, there are personal struggles on both sides. Angela has a child, and her baby's father was tragically killed. Gotti also lost his brother recently. That kind of pain changes people. It adds pressure to any relationship. And then there's the dark cloud that's still hovering over the whole CMG crew. People are still connecting the dots between CMG and the murder of Young Dolph. Rumors say that someone from CMG may have paid for one of the accused shooter's lawyers. That kind of link can turn up the heat in a courtroom real fast. Gotti's name hasn't been tied directly to any criminal charges, but the people around him haven't been so lucky. According to Court Talk, Yo Gotti's late brother might have played a big role in the ongoing drama between CMG and Dolph. When his brother got out of prison, things escalated fast. People think he may have helped set some plans in motion that led to the conflict. Now that he's no longer here, some are saying Gotti might actually be safer, at least legally. But it's a weird thing to say, that losing a brother might have saved your career. Still, Gotti seems to be staying quiet and out of the spotlight for now. As for the rest of CMG, Glorilla is still rising, and Moneybagg Yo has new music coming out. Black Youngster, who had been laying low, is showing up again, acting like it's all clear. But with law enforcement connecting more dots every day, people are wondering if it's really safe yet. When people get arrested and released fast in high-profile cases like these, that often means there's a bigger case building in the background. Some suspect that the state might just be letting people walk temporarily, waiting until they can hit them with something much heavier. In one example, a guy named Keon, believed to be involved in a 2016 shooting that targeted Young Dolph, was charged only after police could no longer ignore what happened. The shooting happened in front of a hotel, so it couldn't be swept under the rug. Another name that came up was Mario, the guy with the gold teeth and bald head. He was reportedly released after a shooting incident in LA. But again, the same logic applies. When people involved in serious crimes get out fast, that usually means prosecutors are stacking up bigger charges for later. In the middle of all this chaos, Jordan Tower from JT News keeps dropping updates. His videos bring in the latest from interviews, courtrooms, and social media. What's happening in hip-hop right now is bigger than just music. Relationships, secrets, and the law are all crashing into each other at once. Some artists are writing it out. Others are fading away, and a few might be headed for something much worse than a breakup or a cancelled show. One thing's clear, nothing in this world stays hidden forever. The truth always leaks out eventually, through interviews, lawsuits, or people who just can't keep quiet anymore. Whether it's Giggs calling Diddy my love, Cassie's assistant spilling behind-the-scenes secrets, or 50 Cent clowning the entire situation, everything is being watched. Every move matters, and as more names come up and more layers are peeled back, fans are starting to realize the industry is far more complicated and dangerous than they ever imagined.